Physalis is finally here. She's bringing her True Dual Wield mastery to Final Fantasy Brave Exvius with her Global Edition buffs in tow. So let's get into it for you guys here. Physalis is going to be a True Dual Wield chaining character that also can have the ability to chain finish one particular move in her kit. Her chaining families are Absolute Mirror of Equity as well as being Stardust Ray. Her TMR is the Twin Gunner. This is going to be a materia that gives you 20% MP, 30% attack when equipped with a Pew Pew Pow weapon, and 50% True Dual Wield. So this is going to be pretty exceptional if you're needing to get that last 50% or so True Dual Wield. If you have 150%, right, maybe you have one Hermes sandal and a better accessory, you could use this over something like Lightning TMR, which gives 100% True Dual Wield. Also, for Physalis in particular, you're going to want to have either her TMR or Super TMR on to proc her trustability. Her Super TMR is the Peacekeeper, which is a 174 attack Pew Pew weapon with sniping arts, 50% True Dual Wield. So this is very, very similar to Lightning's Super TMR, which was 164, 160 something attack, one-handed sword that gives 50% True Dual Wield. This is her version of that Super TMR. So both very, very, very strong TMRs and Super TMRs for you to get access to. Now let's move into her kits here and her weapon selection. So her weapon selection is actually one of her weakest points. She can only use knives, throwing weapons, and guns. Her armor selection, she can use hats and helms, which is very helpful, and then light armor and clothing. So she's really only missing heavy armor there, but her weapon selection is very, 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 very limited in what she can equip there. Luckily, there is some throwing weapons as well as some guns for you to use if you have been able to acquire them from doing some of the Reborn trials. Moving into her special abilities, she does have the ability of Frozen Bullet, which is AoE Ice Imperil, as well as Ice Imbue for herself for 5 turns. This is also going to do a small amount of damage and is the Absolute Mirror of Equity chaining skill. She has the small utility in imbuing another team member on your team with ice for 5 turns as well. F-type Strongest Ice Shot Plus here is a 2-turn cooldown available on turn 1. Cooldown skill, 5-star ability. It's going to be a 3 times multiplier, ignore 50% defense. This does get multiplier increases, and it will eventually be a 26 times multiplier chain finish skill. So that's going to be her chain finish skill. She also gets triple strongest attack, which is triple cast any of her skills at 5-star level 80. So she's going to have triple cast right away for you guys as soon as you're using her if you only have like her 6-star form. Moving into her other skills here, we have Moogle and Honeycomb Shot. Moogle is an MP restoration skill that is the Absolute Mirror of Equity chaining frame family. Honeycomb Shot is Stardust Ray chaining frame family. Anti-Ice Grenade is going to be a 120% Ice Imperil. This is primarily what you're going to use it for, that 120% Ice Imperil, and is the Absolute Mirror of Equity family. Premium Physalis Bullet, this is going to be her go-to damage dealing skill. It's the Absolute Mirror of Equity chaining frame family. She does use this skill. It does get a bunch of multiplier increases. The first 7 hits is a 0.5 multiplier increase with ignore 50% defense, and the final hit is backloaded 2.5 multiplier, ignore 50% damage or defense as well. So this is going to be incredibly powerful for her. She's going to get a lot of multiplier bonuses for it, so keep that in mind, the Premium Physalis Bullet. Moving into her 7-star kit, the cooldown skill here, Speed Type, 5-turn cooldown, available on turn 1, 200% attack buff for 9,999 turns. This attack buff cannot be dispelled. Physical damage 5 times multiplier to one enemy. Increase the multiplier of armor piercing, ice grenade, and premium Physalis Bullet by 0.5 for 9,999 turns. Enables wide range ice charger for 5 turns to the caster. And it's part of the Absolute Mirror of Equity chaining frame family. Hunting Type is her other cooldown skill, 8-turn cooldown, available on turn 1, recovers 999 MP to the caster, enables quadruple strongest attack for 2 turns to the caster. It says 2 turns, but remember guys, when you activate a skill like this, it counts the turn that you actually unlock it, so it's really only the next turn. And then it increases the multiplier of F-Type Strongest Ice Shot Plus, that is a name, for 10 turns to the caster as well. That is that chain finishing skill that we went over earlier with the 3.0 multiplier. So it's going to be a 13.0 multiplier, ignore 50% defense, and thus it's a 26 times multiplier chain finish skill that you can quadruple cast. Her next skill here is Friendship Technique, Scary Present. 70% defense break for 5 turns to one enemy. So if you're looking for a 70% defense break, you don't have a true breaker on your team that can do 70% or above, she's going to be able to do that for you as well. Remember, all of these skills are triple castable as well. Her last skill is Lots of Training. It is a 250% attack buff for 5 turns to the caster, can't be dispelled, and a 0.5 multiplier increase for 5 turns for armor, anti-ice grenade, and premium Physalis bullets. Moving into her passive skills here, we have Up and Coming Star, which is 50% attack when equipped with a gun, and enables Dual Wield. She has a 30% HP passive, a 20% MP passive, attack HP and MP 30%, recovers MP 5%, attack 30%. Moogs aid here with her little Mog coming in, 30% attack increase, as well as being immune to blind, paralysis, and confusion. She does have True Dual Wield Mastery, and her Trust ability, which is activated by her TMR or STMR being equipped, 50% True Dual Wield, as well as a 1.5 multiplier increase to armor, anti-ice grenade, and premium Physalis bullet. You absolutely want to have this trust ability activated, not only for the True Dual Wield, but for the multiplier increases on premium Physalis bullet especially. She has a 20% defense passive, and then we have the final passive, Bring the World Together, 40% attack, 20% HP and MP, 1 times multiplier increase to armored, anti-ice grenade, and premium Physalis bullet, as well as 50% additional True Dual Wield there. So with her trust ability proc, she has 100% True Dual Wield, and then her TMR is going to give her 50% as well. So you need 50% more after you have her TMR equipped. Her skills that are unlocked here: Quadruple Strongest Attack. You can quad cast these skills right here: Short Range Ice Charger, Wide Range Ice Charger, F-Type Strongest Ice Shot, plus Lots of Training, Friendship Technique, Scary Present, and Premium Physalis bullet there. Wide Range Ice Charger is going to be a 2-turn Ice Imbue for your entire party. So make use of that if you want to have like a chain finisher in your team somewhere, someone like a CG Sid, Regina, etc. She can apply the Imbue and the Impero for those characters. Her limit burst here is the Shower of Bullets. It is a 44 hitting skill, so that's a lot of hits there. It's going to be a very low multiplier though. 3.45 multiplier to all enemies in the first couple hits there, and then a 7.9 mod with ignore 50% defense. The backloaded part is where it gets all the damage. That's going to be just under a 16 times multiplier on that backload. So looking at right around like a 20-ish times multiplier overall. It's very cheap to get up there, 27 limit burst crystals, and then it's going to give you a 2 times multiplier increase for 4 turns to the caster to armored, anti-ice grenade, frozen bullet, and premium Physalis bullet. You're going to use this limit burst not primarily for the damage, but for the multiplier increase to premium Physalis bullet for a big burst damage the following turn. This is going to allow you to use the Shower of Bullets, unlock your quadricast, right, and then finally follow up with like a bunch of premium Physalis bullets. Premium Physalis bullet gets a 2 times multiplier increase here, as well as a 1.0 here for a total of 3, 4.5. Check it out, 5.5 with all of her stuff activated, 5.5 multiplier increase, which should bring it to just about I think it's exactly a 28 times multiplier with all of those things ready to roll. So she does take a little bit of time to get going, but she does also not take that long to go. But remember, you can triple cast these skills, so you can on turn 1. She is true dual wielding. Her weapon selection isn't the craziest, so elemental weapons, not the best. There's a couple of them out there, so you can maybe, use frozen bullet to imbue yourself on turn 1. Go ahead and use speed type on turn 1 if you want to, and then use lots of training on turn 1. That's going to get all of your buffs up, your 250% attack buff. You're going to get both your multiplier increases up, and then you're going to get your imbue up and chain a little bit. Maybe you can get your limit burst off on turn 2. Probably not, but what you're probably going to do on turn 2 is just chain, do some damage. Turn 3, use this limit burst of yours, the Shower of Bullets. Turn 4, go ahead and use and activate Hunting type and do a bunch more damage as well with your other skills. And then on the turn after that, you'll go ahead and do your big burst damage, whether it's going to be with chain finishing skills or what have you. You could also take a shortcut and make her a chain finisher. Turn 1, triple cast, get your attack buff up, get your imperils up, get your imbues up, and use Hunting type here on turn 1, because you can use that as soon as turn 1. And then turn 2, just start chain finishing, quadruple cast, F-type strongest shot, 26 times multiplier. So that's going to be pretty cool there. Her damage should be right around, where CG lightning is. So she's going to actually be a pretty top tier character, very strong, very powerful. I like the fact that she's flexible. So you guys out there who are Physalis fans, you are going to have a very strong character on your hands when you go pull for her. Should you pull for her, is she going to be like breaking the meta? She's going to be very, very good. CG Lightning is still incredibly powerful. One of the best damage dealers in the game by far. Physalis, a little bit harder to build than CG Lady because she can't equip swords and all those fun weapon types. She's kind of stuck to, like we said, daggers, throwing weapons, and guns, but very strong character out there. So if you are a fan of Physalis and you are wondering, is she going to be strong when I pull for her? Yes, she's going to be very powerful for you. If you're not a fan of Physalis and you're wondering, do I need to pull for her? You don't need to pull for her. You don't really need to pull for any amount of the damage dealers in the game. Only ones that are way beyond where they should be in the power tier, and only then if you need the damage to start clearing content, clearing trials, and having a little bit easier go of it, guys. So that's gonna be Physalis. Hopefully you guys found this informative and enlightening, all of that great stuff. Leave comments down below for sure. It helps the algorithm not hate this channel very much when you guys you know, leave likes, leave comments, leave dislikes, whatever it is that you guys liked. Do it if you enjoy it. Do it if you want to help the channel out. You guys are all awesome. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Be safe out there, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.